Oh wow, they announced it. Oh wow, they announced it. Oh wow, they announced it. Oh, what? Owning a physical copy of a game grants you a few things. To a collector, it means they can actually hold in their hands the games they love and adore. But to people like me, it means being able to save some space on my Nintendo Switch. Borderlands: The Legendary Collection on a Nintendo Switch has Borderlands Game of the Year Edition sitting on an 8GB card with a mandatory 6.6GB download if you want the complete game. If you want Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel, you'll need an additional 35GB of space in order to get the complete set of games on your Nintendo Switch. For XCOM 2, the game is going to be put on an 8GB card with 2 base missions preloaded, and according to 2K Games, the rest of the game will need to be downloaded but will not exceed 24GB of space. As for BioShock the Collection, the games are on a 16GB card, but the later contents of the game, as well as all the add-ons, will need to be downloaded afterwards. That is ridiculous. The real way they should have advertised the games is like this. In fact, if you want to know the real cost of the game, it'll be $89.95 plus $35. In Australian, of course. Now, 2K have a long history of doing something like this with its NBA 2K franchise on the Nintendo Switch. Now, as you can see, NBA 2K18 requires an additional 23.5GB of space, while NBA 2K19 requires an additional 31.5GB of space, and topping both of those, NBA 2K20 requires an additional 32.9GB of space. This doesn't include updates or other content you find yourself getting. As the base Nintendo Switch only has 32GB, you have to buy a microSD card in order to play any of these games. This totally changes the price of the game. You're no longer paying $89.95 for the game, you're paying $89.95 plus whatever the cost of the microSD card that you're planning to get is. Now we have to admit, there are people that absolutely love remakes, and there are also people that love being able to revisit classic games and play them on the go with the Nintendo Switch. But at what cost? Unless you have the money to buy bigger microSD cards, you'll only be able to play these games on the go if you could take the correct microSD card with you, and if you have the resources to keep buying microSD cards going forward. So it leaves behind one question. What's the point of a physical copy of a game if you have to download a big chunk of the game before you can fully play it?